I'm amazing.
Exactly.
I'm amazing.
Oh, what the hell?
Oh, he killed me.
I'm getting brutally slaughtered.
No, that was an accident. No, that was an accident. That was an accident. Ooh, was that a triple collab? Get up! No! Ah! No! Get up! Get up! No! Oh! No! Why this happened to me? Oh. What did I do? It's an accident. Oh, what? What? Why? Why? What? I hate this game. I freaking hate this game. Oh, I fell. I did the water bucket thing. I did the water bucket thing.
Nice.
Don't touch him. No!
Last Pokemon left, and our full team still with us. The nerves were high, but seeing that it was a Torkoal gave us some relief.
Torkoal. I changed to the wrong guy. Hydro pump the hell out of him. Let's go!
Just like that, we defeated the champion of the Hoenn region in our first ever Pokemon Nuzlocke.
What is up? What is up, guys? Yo, what's up, Prince? What's up, Chris? Prince and Chris. What's up, guys? How is everyone doing? We're going straight into the game this time because I just want to. No long intro. No, the long intro just finished. We've been live for 5.5 minutes. Yeah, no tier list today because I'm not gonna lie, I was just feeling lazy and I'm excited to play this game. But stream list will come back. Hey, what's up, Pigeon? Long time no see. Do I still play Cold War? No. I actually just moved my PS5. I gave it to my siblings, basically, because I play mostly Pokemon. What is the song? All right, I'm gonna skip that. Because I play mostly Pokemon now. I really almost never play Call of Duty in general nowadays. How about you, Pigeon? See, you don't feel like losing more IQ. It wasn't even that. It was more so just like, I think my day started very late today because I went to sleep very late last night. So I just didn't feel like making the tier list. And I was like prepping more for this game, so I was like more stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Like right now we're on I made basically another page of notes for what to do exactly. And up until the end of the 6th gym, we should be Gucci. How about that Pokemon Showdown battle? You know what? No, it has to be more formalized. How about this, Chris? On Saturday, we'll do Pokemon Showdown a bit. Nah, Fall Guys, I barely play now. What is this? These are the songs from last night that weren't able to get played, by the way. Saturday, Pokemon Showdown, we'll do a bit. Fall Guys, nah, nope. I don't play Fall Guys anymore. Anything on console, I pretty much stopped playing. I've learned
Hello there.
yeah, this is from Aqua. To get better, I have to these songs are so distracting to me right now. I don't know why. But to get better, I have to play one game, you know? And I'm in Pokemon, so that's the thing right now. And it will be for some time. Ooh, I added something though. Watch this. Boom. Isn't that cool? Before it was not centered. Boom, I could switch between them now and it readjusts it. So that's pretty awesome. It basically crops it so it looks better for you guys. I'm such a genius sometimes. Look at that. Oh, this is our team right now, by the way. Looking not too bad. Cloyster might be a bit sucky. Oh my god, Cloyster has Supersonic, Protect, Aurora Beam. That's not bad. I didn't even realize. I don't know what Spike Cannon does, though. Pigeon, do you still play Cold War? Oh. I see what it is now. Spike Cannon kind of sucks. Let's go back to normal. Normal. There we go. Okay. According to my notes, we have to go back to the city northwest for the 3rd gym. Oh yeah, we have to verse the 3rd gym now. Hopefully we don't over level. I'm hoping our guys are level 30 by then. Right now our guys are, these levels. So we're gonna have luck probably carrying. And what is that? Why'd they send me trailers? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip all these dumb songs. I mean, what? You're playing it right now? Oh, nice. Did you get Vanguard? Did you get the new Call of Duty? And what'd you think of it if you did? And how are you, Chris, if you're still here? How's life? Did you start the coding thing? Only one really underleveled is Cloyster, yeah. But I'm not even trying to use Cloyster right now. I don't mind that one guy's underleveled. We have the experience share on, I'm pretty sure, so that should be good. So in this gym, you're forced to verse every single gym person, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. What's the plan, Hitmonchan? What the hell? What if you didn't have roller skates, or you didn't know how to roller skate? Would it be impossible to go on this, to verse this gym? It's kind of cool, though. Look at that. Oh, look at my skills. Look at that. Yo. There should be an Easter game in this game for this. But there isn't. I love how I'm faster than these guys and they literally skate all day. All night. Give me the night. Dash. Oh, this is the guy with one Pokemon, which is going to be a level 30. Thank God his level 30 Pokemon is a Barboach. Thank God, because it's also less, we get less XP from it, so. I think we're just going to Dragon Claw. Let's go, critical hit. It's so lucky. All night. Let's go. Okay, let me see. Yerp, there it is. Don't worry, I've got my Pokemon friends here to cheer me up. What? Wait, so what happens if you skate? Oh, it doesn't let you. I thought you just die. What the hell? Oh. Why does he notice you when you're behind him? You don't have Vanguard? Oh. I don't know, Vanguard didn't look that good to me. Cold War is like... Cold War was fun, but like the problem with streaming it was that like I wouldn't be able to talk to chat that much. And then playing it off of stream time, I just don't really have the time for that, so, or don't want to make the time for that. Okay, good, it's a Sparrow. Not much XP. This is good, this is good. Yes, give me like 3 Magikarps and it'll be perfect. Oh shit. We're probably gonna get a good amount of XP from that. He's a dragon, right? So we'll just Ice Beam here. Should be okay. Yo, let's go. We're one-hit KOing everyone. Judigion. Kudai went to level 28. Oh, Fling. I don't remember what this move does. User flings its held item. Yeah, no. We don't care about that. Hey, Oyster's level 15. We don't need to train him or her. Mascarin. Well, okay, so there's only 2 more trainers to verse before the gym leader. And yeah, depending on the Pokemon, we might only be level 30, which is perfect. I think level 30 is perfect because of the level cap. A stellar skater. Sheesh. Well, he said sheesh. He said the thing. Maybe we switch out of ice. He only has 4 Ice Beam left. Could go back and heal. Unless I run into someone by accident. Like that girl. I don't want to verse her yet. I want to go heal. For the pee-pee. It's never too soon to screw it up. Wait, where... How do you get out of here? What the heck? Am I stuck? I don't know. I might be stuck. You have 400 followers? Okay. Why is my IQ minus? What's up, doctor? Pigeon, you've been streaming on YouTube, right? How's that been going? Or have you been? Maybe that was Pigeons. I feel like you've been streaming on YouTube. I pump him. I think it is you, no? Yeah, you play Cold War. Yeah. How's that going? How you doing, doctor? Watch me be an amazing Pokemon master. I found out some new websites, by the way. I bookmarked them. Oh, she didn't die. Where you can get you could get like you could test out stuff. So if you guys remember, we were trying to test out if we could take down Mewtwo. Well, apparently we could have used this website called I'm gonna look it up. I already forgot, but I bookmarked it. Whatever. There's some website you could actually test stuff on. No, Luck is level 30. That is not good. It's going okay. Very nice, very nice. I mean, you're still young, so you're gonna gain a lot of experience if you know, if not anything else for streaming. Plus, YouTube is getting much better streaming wise, so that's also good. You gotta think of it this way. If you stream for 10 years in a row and you keep improving little by little and you keep gaining audience little by little, then you'll be good. Takedown might be good here. If we could take out Rock Smash. Takedown does like what? Oh, it only does... It has 85 accuracy. Yeah, Rock Smash would be perfect to take out, but we can't because it's an HM. Mud Bomb is annoying. Mud Bomb... We might take out Mud Bomb because it's a special, and he's a physical attacker. The only thing is, it's nice to have a ground-type move. What does every type ground takes out, though? Ground takes out fire, electric, but so does rock. Takes out fire. I mean, it's good against electric types, right? I think that's the only thing that... Oh, and poison. Huh. And steel. Actually, ground type is really good. I'm gonna keep Mud Bomb on him, even though it's not that good on him. Because of type effectiveness. It would be so nice to have like Magnitude or Earthquake on someone. Yeah, it takes time. Yeah, as long as you have that mentality, then I think you'll be fine. That it's a marathon, not a sprint, you know? A lot of life is like that. I feel like the best things in life... No, never mind. But I think... I was going to say the best things in life take long to happen, but that's not really true, right? It could happen suddenly, but more so like it takes a long time to accomplish something, but it's very quick to like lose everything. I don't even know if that's true. Never mind. Don't come to me for advice. Not that anyone has, but all right. We need to verse one more trainer, but I don't know if I want to use luck. Luck is too powerful. And gains XP and stuff too much. Icy Wind might be good enough on Kudai. But it's also dumb to kind of take risks. Ice Fang. Or we could go for God. Yeah, let's put God out front. The last person I think has... 2 level 28 Pokemon. So... we should be okay. It's killing me. This is such a cool area. I think she was here, right? Oh my god, I lost her. What the hell? What the heck? Am I that bad? Don't answer that. Where is she? There should be one more person here to verse. Bro, how am I this dumb? She doesn't exist. There's no one here. I already versed you. That's one. Unless I versed everyone and I'm like that dumb. 2, 3. Where's number 4? What the hell? Imagine I keep going against her, like she's going the other way. I'm so lost. Bro, how was this? Oh, there she is. I was literally going opposite. She's just skating. Oh my god. How do you get out of this gym too? Oh, there she is. Oh my god, she's so fast. That's what she said? I don't know. There it is. There it is. Roller skater Kate. Control. I just realized that Pharaoh Seed puts its thingies underground. It's kind of funny. Okay, I'm guessing it's a grass steel type. Destiny's calling me. It is grass steel. Okay, so fire demolishes it. And fighting. That's actually pretty good. Ferrothorn might be a good... Yo, Ferrothorn's actually better than I expected. Look at this. Look... Oh, no, never mind. But he has insane defense. He's very tanky. And he has pretty good physical attack. He's just really slow. But you could have heavy moves on him that makes him good. So this is actually really interesting. And he only dies to 2 things. What a good Pokemon. What the hell? I've never noticed that. This gym is purgatory. You can never leave. That's what it felt like. Oh wait, so Rock Smash might actually do something here. Because it's super effective. Hey, your defense fell. Iron Barbs. It's when you Iron Defense. Okay, we could counter Iron Defense with a special attack move, but I already forgot. Pharaoh Seed's special defense is slightly worse. But we're gonna go with Rock Smash again. I swear. Oh my god, that barely did anything. I swear, Doctor, I'm like mad lost in the gyms in this game. I don't know how to escape them. Jesus, that did a lot of damage. Let's change to Kudai. It's like the first time we're actually changing Pokemon. Like, wait, what did he do? Ow. 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 Are you serious? How lucky is the stupid Pokemon getting? Oh my god. Alright, it seems like luck has to kill everything. Like, what happens if luck dies? Do I just cry? Oh my god. Gyro Ball. What the hell? He's gonna sweep my team. This is why you never try out things. You never take risks in life, guys. What the hell? Like, I don't remember anything about this other than that it's confusing. Yeah, I don't remember much from this game too, to be honest. Gyro Ball. What type is Gyro Ball? Psychic? No, that doesn't make sense. Steel? It must be steel, right? Yeah, it's steel. I'm trying to see which one of our guys won't die by steel, like, much. I think everyone dies by steel. Shit. Oh, Cloyster doesn't. But Cloyster... No, the only guy that actually had a chance to be useful is like... Oh, no. Walrein doesn't either. Okay, we'll go to Blubby right here. Oh my god. I'm such an idiot. I shouldn't have taken risks. I was just thinking like this Pokemon's physical attack is pretty high, so I should have thought about it. If Blubby could tank... Okay, he should be able to tank Gyro Ball. Yeah. God damn, that move's so dumb. Like, what do I even use? Oh, Strength? Strength could do good damage here. No, he's a Steel type. I'm such an idiot. Like, I'm not thinking. Ice Beam would be good here. Shit. Okay, good tanking, good tanking. Just Aurora Beam him to death, please. Oh, okay. That was really bad. We almost lost literally everyone. God damn. Alright, at least... He still has Pokemon? Shit! I thought that was the second Pokemon. No. What the hell do I do? He's gonna use a Psychic move. We might have to make Blubby die here. Okay? Blubby might have to die. Shit. Cause switching out is just not worth it, I think. I think we're gonna go with Aurora Beam. I think that's our best bet here. Come on. Oh my god, it barely did anything. Oh, what an idiot. It used Imprison. Shit. Strength might do good. You think I could keep him alive? I mean, he could have Psychic moves that are pretty powerful. And I don't want to risk Kudai's death. I mean, or luck. I could change to God. But I'm gonna try to strength him. I'm gonna try to strength. It does like nothing. No! What the hell? Why is hidden power super effective? What the hell? You were wrong, Prince. Or maybe you were right, but I couldn't keep him alive. This day sucks. It's because I didn't do a tier list. I should have done a tier list. I take this every single freaking time I do a Nuzlocke challenge. Whenever I start it off the next day, I just mess up completely. Like, he died. I'm such a loser. I mean, now you can do a tier list. What the hell do I do? Luck has to one-hit KO him. If Luck dies, I'm ending stream. Like, no joke, if he dies, I'm ending stream. I'm gonna Dragon Claw because his defense is slightly lower than special defense. Thank freaking God. Jesus Christ. And how much XP do you get, you stupid Pokemon? That actually pisses me off. And where the hell is the exit to this dumbass gym? Where's the exit? It like doesn't exist. It's just a circle. What are these stupid gyms with the like dumb exits? I don't want to verse her now. Stupid. Shut up, Karina. Oh my god. What, the only way I could exit is like that? That's so dumb. Wait. No way were there... I'm actually an idiot. The exit is literally right there. Are you serious? You know, before versing her, before versing the last trainer, I wanted to heal up. If I healed up, Blubby would have been alive. Not only that, but now the XP is going to be shared amongst 5 Pokemon and not 6. Which makes the Nuzlocke even harder. God damn, bro. I'm sorry for being a terrible person, Celia. Goodbye. I'm actually genuinely pissed off right now. Like, no joke. Oh my god. Thank God our beast didn't die. God damn it, bro. Alright, let's see what happens. Wait, what? The movement in this game, I remember being so annoying, and I feel it right now. Sometimes it's so, like, annoying. It is what it is, though. Wait. Oh, this is cut off, so you can't go this way. I'm just so annoyed. I really hope she doesn't have insane Pokemon. I already know you're a strong trainer. Oh my god. Damn, Karina. She's very athletic. Fanfi. Okay. Fanfi should be fine. I didn't realize the beam whatever has. Look at this guy's special attack. Like it's actually insane. Like that's really a high special attack. God damn it. Fanfi sucks though. I think we'll be able to one-hit KO everyone else here. What is Fanfi's type? I was a bit confused. Is it just a normal type? Oh, it's a ground type. Never mind. Wait, so ice will be super effective here. Let's just ice him. Ice beam to death. Die for the sins of your Pokemon that kill my Pokemon, Fanfi. I don't know. Venomoth. We're just gonna ice beam everyone to death here. Oh, that's her highest level Pokemon. Good tanking luck. You are lucky. Okay, just one more ice beam, we should be fine here. Was that sleep powder? And you don't miss your sleep powder, right? So dumb, bro. Oh my god. Wake up, Luck. Your name is Luck. You have to wake up. Wake up, bro. He woke up. He actually woke up. Oh my god, he is lucky. Hell yeah. Oh, that makes me... Oh, but you level up. God damn it. That makes me feel better, though. Okay. You will all be punished for the blood of Blubby. Exactly. Mian Chao. Jesus, Mian Chao's stats are kind of scary. Excuse me. Ice Beam or Dragon Claw. Ice Beam will do more damage, I think, so. Well, I'm pretty sure, because, yeah. Please, it's going to give me so much XP, too. And he fakes me out. God damn it. She fakes me out. Come on, Luck. Get a critical hit in here. That's so annoying, bro. She calm minds, and now she's gonna hyper potion. But we should be fine. We should still be able to kill with ice beam. There's the hyper potion. Imagine we run out of ice beams. I mean, we have Dragon Claw, but what the hell? What? That did so much less damage. Thank God. God damn it! Get the hell out of here, you loser Pokemon. Big Lips, good job. Big Lips evolves at level 30. How could it be? Shut up. Karina, you have such a dumb looking face. She literally just does... Like, that's her whole face. Like, why? Like, why? It's so weird. Oh my god. Alright, we did get the next... We did get the next badge, though, so that's good. Takoni Monai. Why is my face... like, why is my face... What? Why? Okay, there we go. This is the middle. I have to sit here. Swear to God. I cleaned my desk today, so now, like, everything is slightly different, and it's getting on my nerves. Alright, we got a third batch. Let's go. You know what that means, guys? That means our level cap goes from 32 to 34. Wow, indeed. 32 to 34 level cap. 34. Don't home it again. Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about me now and then? If you got a Rumble badge, blah, blah, blah. Power Up Punch. Okay, that might actually be really useful, because we don't have any fighting type moves. But why does she always want to battle me? She's so freaking annoying. Like, I've battled her, like, more times than my rival at this point. I'm so mad. Striking opponents over and over makes the user's fists harder. Hitting a target raises the attack stat. Yeah, this is like this is already better than Rock Smash. We'll teach it to Kurai, because why not? What do we take out though? I keep forgetting. My voice just cracked. I keep forgetting, but he's a physical attacker, right? Yeah, he's a physical attacker, so Nasty Plot doesn't really make sense. But Icy Wind... Nasty Plot is still very useful, though, because it sharply raises special attack. Hone Claw... I don't know, this is very hard. Hone Claw is like... Is it that useful? You know what, we'll take out Hone Claw. I think Nasty Plot is better at this point. It's just like you. Just not you. God damn. That was so frustrating. But we beat him. We did it! Yay! So I'm gonna take out this. Yo, that's so cool. We got so far now. We have to verse Karina now. So just for anyone who's confused or whatever, we have to get to a level limit. We have a level cap of 34 right now. And we have to take out Karina, which will have a level 32 Pokemon. We have to go to the next city, versus our rival, which will have 3 Pokemon. Okay. Then go to the 4th gym and verse like a bunch more Pokemon. So before the next gym leader, we need to take out 9 Pokemon and not over level to the point of them being level 34. Do you guys think that's possible? 9 Pokemon. I think that's possible, actually. Wait, is he level 31 or 30? Jesus, he's level 31. That's actually kind of scary. He's halfway to level 32. God damn it. Okay, so if he's halfway to level 32, then that means... 9 Pokemon. Assuming that 2 Pokemon is 1 level, he'll be halfway to level 33, 34. Oh, that's really bad. Train your other guys by themselves, no XP share. My other guys suck. That's the problem. I just tried to train the other ones, and they freaking got owned by I don't know, man. Like, we lost a Pokemon because I tried to train other guys. Like, Kudai might be able... They just have sucky moves. We don't have, like, good access to moves right now. The thing is, we're going to go up against Karina, who will have a level 32 Pokemon. So I don't really want to risk losing someone. Especially if she has, like, something crazy like Articuno. And it is set mode, so I don't want to, you know... But before we go, though, just west of the entrance to Route 12, the right side of the house to the right of the Pokemon, we should be able to get an item. So let's just do that. I think it's in this house. Ooh, Eviolite. This is not actually the person... That isn't what I wanted. That's not what I wanted to get, but Eviolite is actually good. You know why? Because we could give it to a Pokemon who's not fully evolved, like Piloswine, and make them better. I would give it to Smoochum, but Smoochum is pretty much useless right now. Also, training Oyster might be a good thing. Because Oyster and Celio were the only water-ice types. So they have different type effectiveness that could come in handy. But I'm not going to do that yet. Wait, oh no, I'm supposed to talk to this guy. I think. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so I do get a Sunstone. Okay, I don't need a Sunstone. I don't think I do. Wait, where am I going? I have to go versus Karina. I completely forgot about that. Ooh, we will get another TM right now, though. And because TMs are randomized... That would be good. Oh, no. This won't be randomized because it's going to be... So basically the way the randomization works is that all the items are randomized, but if we get an item from an NPC character, That's not going to be randomized, most likely. I forgot. We actually have to go up here. Yes, yes. Karina's waiting for me. Okay, everyone is doing good here. Most likely. Yeah. I'm not very confident in myself. So apparently in the 3rd floor we could get an item. The other floors just tell us the stories about Mega Evolution. Or like how they came out to be, but that's like, you know, whatever. Knowledge we know. Hey, low sweep. Low sweep will actually be useful. Possibly useful? Just having a fighting move. Having any move is useful. These are makes. Wait, what? Oh, I was gonna say it's better than Power Up Punch, but Power Up Punch is technically better. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it to Weevil or to Kurai, and I'll tell you why, guys. Ha, to Kurai, and I'll tell you why. That's funny, because Metal Claw sucks. I mean, it does 65, and it lowers target speed stat. So like we could do a Power Up Punch to raise the attack stat, and then low sweep for more damage. I don't know how much Power Up Punch raises it though. So let's see. How much does Power Up Punch raise attack? Let's see. Power Up Punch is 35 energy cost charge move. What? Pokemon Go is so freaking annoying. Pokemon Y. Like everything you search up for Pokemon is just Pokemon Go pops up. It only raises by... Oh, it raises by 1, like, level? Or... What do you mean by 1? Does this not say anything? Reddit. Increase attack... Oh, you're right. By 1 stage. But what is 1... Bro, what's Pokemon... Pokemon Go, just get the hell out of my face. What is 1 stage, though? This is actually pissing me off that, like, it keeps popping up. 1/6 of a stat boost. Let's look it up. 1 stage Pokemon meaning. So we're gonna become stronger Pokemon players, or at least I will. +1. Okay, here it is. Ideal multiplier, Gen 2 plus 3 out of 2. So it's 1.5. What? Wait, 3 out of 2 is the same as 1.5. Why don't you just... What's the purpose of that? Okay, whatever. 1.5 times. So does that mean that Power Up... Oh, I almost pressed the wrong thing. Does that mean that Power Up Punch becomes 40 times 1.5? Which is 60? It becomes a 60 power move? Wait, it becomes a 60 power move. But it raises the attack stat. So it seems like low sweep is better then. Unless I'm like sweeping with Power Up Punch. Like I do 3 or 4 in a row. Like it seems very situational, but like to sweep, low sweep might be better. What to do? Okay, Metal Claw actually has 50 power. I thought it had less. I thought it had like 30 or something. So it's actually not as bad as I remember it being. I honestly don't know if I want to keep Nasty Plot just for Icy Wind. I mean, if we look at the stats, like Kurai has like the speed and 38. That's like much worse. But I feel like we need an ice attack and we get stab damage. I just found that and I was about to send it to you. Nice. I forgot to go back to the Poke thing. My bad. I keep like okay. Let's see. Low sweep. Take out. This song sounds mad nice actually. What the hell? Ha ha ha. My head hurts. I don't know what to do here. I'm thinking to just get rid of Power Up Punch. No, but the thing is, Power Up Punch could help for Metal Claw too. Because it raises the attack stat, you know? We're just gonna keep it like this for now. We could also get rid of Nasty Plot, but... think we'll just keep it. I need to switch the button so that it just changes from one to the other. I don't know if I could do that. Whatever.
Hello there.
What is up, Angel? I lost a Pokemon today, so I'm kind of sad. But aside from that and life stuff, I'm doing pretty good. I wasted too much time last night, so that kind of pissed me off. I really love this place. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Okay. So what'd you say? What is up? It was decided this must be the place where Mega Ring is handed over. Here it is. Your very own Mega Ring. Unfortunately, I can't Mega Evolve anyone right now. Imagine Kyurem could Mega Evolve. Yeah, I figured, Angel. Hey, give me that Lucario. Ooh, we get to see what the Lucario will be. It'll be a randomized Pokemon most likely, so that could be pretty cool. Oh wait, I forgot. I use her Pokemon. What if I say no? Fine. Wait, I don't want any of my guys to get experience for this battle. I didn't realize that. I completely forgot. Ready, Lucario? Let's give it all we got. Look at her stupid face. Wow, she's finally not like making the face with her mouth. She actually looks kind of normal here, finally. Anyway. There's no good physical ice. She has a Smoochum. Oh my god. And I have an Absol. Bro, what is this? Oh, this is so stupid. I mean, the good thing is that it's not gonna die. Oh yeah, I changed the rules again, but this time I think it's perfect rules. No good physical ice moves aside from Icicle Crash or Ice Punch. Yep. A crit god versus Big Lips. I'm so happy we're going against this loser. Wait, how are we gonna Mega we could Mega Evolve Absol. I just realized that. And Bite might one-hit KO. I really went here because of my streak. At least you're honest, bro. Wait. Yo, what? That's so cool. I thought it was going to Mega Evolve into Lucario. That would be hilarious. Oh my god. It's hilarious. I was looking for exploits. Haha. Good, look for exploits. It'll make me feel... But yeah, I don't think there are any exploits here. Technically, if he would have died, we would have to... You know, technically, guys? Technically, if we had Smoochum, we would have had to restart. Because our party would have died. So we got very, very lucky there. Very lucky. Imagine how terrible that would have been. Will I take Lucario with me? It's not even a Lucario. Wait, if it changes to a different randomized Pokemon, that would be amazing. Oh no, it's still Absol. That sucks. I don't want Absol. I'm literally gonna release him. That's hilarious. Freaking Absol be Smoochum. She's so dumb, bro. She didn't realize we weren't even using Lucario. Ah, what a stupid bish. Just kidding. She's a nice person. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go release this dumb Pokemon. Get out of this stupid city where we lost Blubber. She didn't even realize she didn't have Lucario. She's dumb, bro, I'm telling you. Alright. It's time to release you, you loser. Ugh, you're level 32 too. Why couldn't you just be a freaking ice Pokemon? Goodbye. We don't need to heal up, but I'm gonna heal up. The good thing is we didn't get XP for that, so it's actually 8 Pokemon we're gonna battle. I honestly think we're not gonna overlevel. I think it's going to be very close to over-leveling, but I think we're going to be good. Even if we use Kyurem. Like, the entire time. We got the TM. We got low sweep. We beat her. Oh, yeah, we get Surf right now. Wait, what? Hey, thanks for Surf, bro. Yes. She gets me Surf and just runs away. Alright, see you, Angel.
Goodbye.
Yes, we actually have people who can learn Surf. Bro, why is Kurai a special attacker? Like, he would have been so good if he were a physical attacker. I don't even know if I want to teach Surf to it. I mean, I probably should for type coverage. Cuts to over-leveling. Yeah. I might cut to over-leveling if that happens on the... for the video. Okay, this is an easy decision. We just take out Spike Cannon. Unfortunately, Cloyster's attack is slightly better as well. Let's take Spike Cannon out. Spike Cannon sucks.
Wow.
It might be worth training Oyster up, actually. What do you guys think? I really want Fly, though. I don't want to go all the way back. Also, is it worth it here? I wonder what the stats would say. Because 72 versus 38. But then you have a move that does 90 power. Has 90 power. Versus, like, you know, Metal Claw. Or, like, I could also just Nasty Plot into it. Huh. You can't catch Eevee. Well, I wouldn't be able to catch Eevee regardless, if you look at the rules, but... I gave Surf to Cloyster, but training it would just be so annoying right now. Let me look it up. Nasty Plot Weevil. Let's see if it's an actual thing. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Your new moves won't let you catch Eevee. New rules? Yeah. So everything is still consistent. I mean, we caught Cloyster when he was Cloyster, so we were fine with that. I wonder if it's smart to do that. Is Nasty Plot Weevil dumb? What do you guys think? Do you think Nasty Plot Weevil is dumb? Let's see. Ooh, this person puts Nasty Plot on him. But that's stupid. Nasty Plot can get it around 360 special attack. It's a cool idea. With its horrible base special attack, it really won't be inflicting much damage. Specs would be worse. Oh, putting choice specs on it. Wait, choice specs doesn't make sense. You can only use one move, no? How much Nasty Plot gives +2, right? So the whole question is if I could tank one move and then sweep with Kurai. Nasty Plot. How much does Nasty Plot stages do? Okay, it is 2 stages. I should really have that other list open. Let's go to history. Don't look at my browser history, guys. I'm gonna bookmark this page. Seems useful. Okay, so 2 stages is literally 2 times. So his... wait. So his... Oop, that was an accident. Wait, let me show you guys. Do you guys understand what that means? That means that his special attack is basically going to become his physical attack. Slightly better than his physical attack. So if we could tank one hit, we could use him as a special attacker. That's actually insane. We Nasty Plot into Icy Wind / Surf. Like, he could surf and just, like, surf kill everyone. Because, like, if you look at his stats, right? His physical attack is insane. Oh my god. Wait, never mind. His special attack is actually trash. Like 2 times 45 is 90. So it's still like 2/3. It's not even like as strong as his physical attack. Oh no, that's actually terrible. And he's not much of a tank like you're saying, Prince. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea anymore. It's just so sad that we can't have Surf. I really want Surf on him. I mean, Surf might be better than Icy Wind on him. Because Surf just has so much power. How much does Stab give? Stab. Same attack. Wow, this website does not say how much Stab gives. How much does Stab give Pokemon? This boost in power is increased. Amplifies most power. Yeah, it says by 50%. It's actually pretty crazy. So that means Icy Wind with 55 becomes an 80 power move. So it's only slightly worse than Surf. Wait, but Surf is still better. Oh no, but Surf is... And they're both special attacks. Oh, that's so frustrating. We need to get an Ice physical attack. I guess we're not going to teach Surf to him. Actually, no. I think that makes Surf make a lot more sense on Kudai. Because we already have Ice moves on everyone else. And we need type coverage. So, unfortunately, I think I'm going to give him Surf. And take out Icy Wind. Which is kind of crazy. Okay, so we got Surf. We could Surf now. Hopefully Weevil doesn't die. Hopefully I didn't, jinx that. The guy in the next route actually heals your guy. So that's good. Or the girl, or the guy, or whatever. Oh, he gives you a free Pokemon, I think. Is it going to be an actual Lapras? A Gloom. Ew. Oh, we gotta release another Pokemon. Ooh, what if we keep Gloom in our party? Wait, we could do that. We could keep it in our party just to level up, so the experience isn't like pushed to everyone. That's actually brilliant. Let me read my rules again to make sure it's legit. I added another death because we released, another guy before. Only Ice Pokemon can be caught or used. We didn't catch Gloom, and we're not going to use Gloom. Level caps based off, set mode, no items, no Pokemon. If your party dies, if you forget to nickname... Well, I didn't nickname Gloom, actually. I didn't nickname him. No, I did. I should have If I nicknamed him, it would have been fine. But I didn't nickname him, so actually I do have to release it. Level 32. This is so sad. Whatever. It's not that sad. Get the hell out of here, you loser Pokemon. Bye. I didn't catch it, but that's a separate rule. It says if you forget to nickname a Pokemon, right? So that would be cheating. I'm such a bad Pokemon player. The good thing is, we can avoid every trainer here. And I think she heals your Pokemon. Alright, get off the stupid chair. What's the point of this chair? What? Can I talk to you? Can I talk? This music is so intense, Jesus. Okay, we're gonna save here. No, I was given the chance to nickname it. Every time you get a Pokemon, you're given the chance. I was given the chance. That's not true, Prince. I just skipped the dialogue. Okay. Surf across while avoiding one trainer in the water. So there should be a guy here. How does Weevil even swim? What the hell? Ah! Jesus! That was close. And there should be this guy here. Okay, I'm not even taking risks here. You didn't see, yeah. I guess you just didn't see it then. Okay, I think there's an item here. Hey, spell tag, let's go. Wouldn't water have encounters? Water could have encounters, yeah. I'm not looking for 6th Pokemon right now, necessarily. But, yeah, let's use... You're right, let's use the rod. We can't register it, right? Because of the XP share. Oh! What are we getting? What are we getting? Mime Jr. If there was Mr. Rhyme, that would have been nice, but... Yeah, no. Plus, that risks more XP from catching. But obviously, that's whatever. We're gonna save again. We have to go to the north to the goat, and then jump over the east ledge. We go north to the goat. We'll take this goat, because it looks like it sucks butt. Oh, it's sleeping. And we jump. And now I think we're supposed to hug the ledge here. Okay. We hug the ledge. We have to go all the way south. We have to skip the boy and go north and avoid the trainer. Okay, I think we could skip the boy like this, yeah. And then we have to avoid this guy. I don't know if he switches directions. Oh, okay, we're fine. I don't even know if they fight you. I just don't want to take the risk. Okay. Get off the go and go east to the next city. Just like that, we're in the next city, baby. Let's go. The reason, if anyone's wondering, is because Azure Bay is here. And basically, it's an optional route. But we might as well throw our old rod out here and see if there's anything here. I think there's a good rod also in this next city. So we will get access to that as well. Come on. A Zigzagoon. Wouldn't... Oh, yeah. I'm reading the same message twice by accident. Run away. Run away. Ooh, it lagged for a second. How many games have diving as like a... Like, diving was first introduced in what? Hoenn? In the 3rd gen? Aw... No, come on. Very jazzy music. Very chill. I feel like a cool person. I feel very tired too. Come on. Yes. What are we getting? Zigzagging. Okay, we're gonna stop now. We might come back later, but go north and avoid the trainer. Okay, so we already finished Route 12. That was really easy. Oh, we get a good rod in this. We do get a good rod. Confirmed in the next city. So we're gonna go get the good rod, which is the east side of the pier. And then we should be Gucci for some stuff. Hollow clip. Uh-oh. It's my girlfriend. I challenge you to a battle in front of the gym. The hell? I don't want to battle you. She has a level 31, a 31, and a 33. Jesus Christ. Why does it level up so much? It's so annoying. But it's fine. We'll be able to handle her. We might go in with Weevil first. The only thing is because it's set mode, that makes it a bit risky. But, yeah. Incense. Oh, incest might be a beautiful... Not incest. But incense might be a beautiful thing to buy. Ooh, may cause attacks to miss its holder. That's actually insane. We need something for ice-type moves. And of course, there's literally nothing for ice-type moves. Oh my god. We could do water type moves, but that's not too useful now. I mean, cause attacks to miss its holder. Yeah, I don't remember if it's a one-time use or not, but I don't think it is. So it might be worth it. Okay, this guy I think gives us a good run. Stop rollerblading. Yes. Let's go. Okay, let's not go that way yet. Where's the gym? Oh, the gym's up there. The city is like one of the smallest cities I've ever seen. Let's go here. Good rod time, baby. You know, we never use the bicycle. Because the rollerblading is just so much better. Betterer. Yes! What are we getting? It's a Golduck. It's an actual Pokemon that would be in the water. You know what's weird? Why does Golduck look like a human? Isn't it literally a duck? Ducks don't look like humans. They don't stand up like that. What the hell, Pokemon? No one talks about that though. Ah, come on. It might be better just to go to the grass and see what we could get. because this takes longer. Barboach. I'm gonna be honest, I think we might stream a little. Today's stream might be a bit shorter. I don't know. I'm feeling really tired. I also might just Uber Eats today. I'm just tired of not doing it. It's been way too long. Also, there's several reasons why I want to. Oh my god, Skiddo. What? Okay. No one saw that. Let's go to the next. That's so weird. So if you go on the Skiddo, there's no Pokemon trainer, but then if you're not on a Skiddo, there is a Pokemon trainer. That is so weird. No one saw it. No one saw it. It's okay. No one saw it. Prince, you didn't see it. You saw nothing. Ooh, we got the good rod. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right. Northeast Hotel Girl gives a lucky egg. Ooh la la, we could get a lucky egg. I guess from here. Don't worry, I wasn't paying attention. Hell yeah. What else is new? Haha, just kidding. Just kidding. Wait, this is not a hotel. Let's see if he gives me anything. Ooh, we get a silk scarf. Yo, this song's still like good. What the hell? What is cell battery? Boost it. Oh, it can only be used once. Bug type. Dive ball. Ghost type moves. Oh yeah, this is for normal type. We must have someone who has normal type moves, right? Oh yeah. Oh, he already has an Eviolite. Nah, we'll just leave the Eviolite. Song's just about over. Oh. Sounds very nice. Okay. So, I'm assuming the gym is up ahead. I don't know where this stupid, I don't know where this lucky egg is. But maybe I missed something. Am I that dumb? Don't answer that. Oh, there's more to the city. I am that dumb. I'm actually an idiot. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, this is a hotel. Okay, this is good. Give me that lucky egg, bish. You're not even looking at me. Look at her. She's literally looking to the side. You're looking at nothing. You're dumb. Okay, well, we got the lucky egg, so that's good. Go all the way east and into the room. Use the train. Oh, wait, so never mind. The gym is not even here. I don't know. Do you want to try the quiz? Sure. What's the move I'm describing? Makes the target lose its ability to concentrate and lowers the target's special attack. Confide. Hey, I'm a genius. What's up, Nathan? You defeated him? Did he teach you anything new with the martial arts? Hey, we got Confide. This is actually cool. Oh, you have to come each day? That's what she said. I thought it was just that it's all at once, but... Soda! Move. I actually want to explore this area a bit. Okay, there's nothing to explore. Let's go. Hey, look who's here. Why, hello, Punk. Congrats. You got a Megastone. A strong bond. It's a hypothesis. The key to this evolution is you need a good bond between you and the Pokemon. Ooh, it might be because of the legendary Pokemon that Mega Evolution exists. Interesting. I don't even remember. We got Fly! Let's go! We probably can't use it until we beat the next gym, but hell yeah. Bonds, they really are important. If I focus on what I have in common with the character I play because I'm an actor, then I'm better. Let's have a battle next time. I think she's literally the 4th gym leader. I know, capable of doing praying mantis fighting style. Nice. Are you like good on it now? Are you good at it, or you just got like you're able to like do it? Like you're probably not a master at praying mantis, right? I love this song. If we go all the way west and then north, we're gonna verse our person. Before doing that, let's wait. I'm an idiot. I got so excited for. Oh no, Kira must be able to learn Fly, right? He's a freaking yeah. Okay. If I had no one on the team that was able to learn it, that would suck. We got so lucky with him being our Pokemon, guys. Okay, Fly hits for 90 physical damage, which is actually really good. I think it's obvious to take out Imprison here. Ancient Power kind of sucks. I wish we got a stronger Rock-type move, but... Jeep. Oh, wait. We have Rock Tomb. Is Rock Tomb better? We have Rock Slide. Rock Slide does 75. And Rock Tomb does 60. Wait. Oh, but it has 90 accuracy. We'll just keep what we have on him. Yeah, we actually have a good move now. Can we fly? I don't think we can. I don't know why I asked. Because we can't. Yep. It says we can't. What level is he? Level? I already forgot. 31. Okay, we're good. We're good. We just have to verse... Oh, no, we have to verse our rival. Shite. That is not good. She's gonna pop up right now. I think she kind of sucks, though. So I'm just... What do you guys think? Should I take the risk, turn off Expedia, and put, like, Kudai or someone on? Nah, I think that's dumb. We're just gonna carry here. She wants to see Mega Evolution. I can't show you Mega Evolution, girl, but I could Mega Evolution something else. Never mind. That was so dumb. She's like 10 years old too. Girafarig. Actually, I don't think she is 10 years old. She's a bit older, but doesn't make it better. Girafarig is a pure psychic. No, it's a psychic normal. You could after some grinding. I'm scared of grinding though. I kind of want to fly like an eagle. Fly, baby. I love how he flies by just jumping. Wait, what? What do you use? Agility? Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. Baton pass. Oh no. Wait, this could be good or bad. Breloom! Perfect! Actually, great. That's our highest level Pokemon too. That's our starter, I think. Hell yeah. I just realized we have perfect typing against our starter. Because everything is randomized, but our rival's starter Pokemon. So just, Ferroseed. Stupid Pokemon. Ferroseed is why Celio is dead. I'll never use Ferroseed in any run ever in my life. Goddamn Ferroseed. Oh my god, this is actually no. I was about to say something really idiotic. I was going to say, it's good to change into Weevil here. Because we have a fighting move. But I'm not taking that risk again. Awful decision for her, Churro. Let's just Ice Beam. Gyro Ball is so annoying. Imagine a guy that actually had Gyro Ball that was strong. Like, imagine she had Ferrothorn. Jesus Christ, we would get demolished. Ferrothorn evolves at level 40, so, you know, we might go up against it in the future. But for now, we're okay. We're gonna Ice Beam your ass. I just realized Dragon Claw is pretty much useless. Unless we go up against Pokemon that have worse physical attack. Physical defense. We're gonna Dragon Claw here. Psybeam. Ugh, imagine crit and we die. If the Pokemon was really slow, the Gyro Ball would be viable. Yep. Gyro Ball is the slower the Pokemon that uses it, the stronger it is, right? Why does Girafarig give so much XP? Kudai is level 30. Jesus. Okay, I gotta figure out how to get out of this gym, though. Against another dragon, it wouldn't be useful, because ice would be better. Ice Beam would be better. What could be so different about us? I have a legendary Pokemon. That's literally the only reason. And you only have 3 Pokemon. You lose your rival. Alright, let's go heal up. Imagine Snorlax using Gyro Ball on Kyurem, and we lose. That would be so hard too, because I mean, we'd probably be able to change to Kudai for fighting, so super effective. Kudai is not as good as I thought or remember him being. We might switch into Kudai for the next Pokemon. So, for anyone wondering, we actually finished the whole page. Yay, we're on our 3rd page here. The 4th gym. The 4th gym will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon before the leader. So we have to make sure he doesn't evolve to level 30. Well, he can't evolve past level 34. So he could go to level 34, just not past level 34. The first guy we verse is going to have 2 level 32 guys. I don't know. I feel like it's too risky. We're just going to go with our man. Nice. Arigato Gozaimusu. Imagine not doing a randomizer. This would be so easy. We just Ice Beam everyone. Literally the easiest gym ever. We have to go up. Okay, we go up. Then we go right. And after we go right, we have to verse a trainer already. Let's see what happens. Please have a sucky Pokemon. That trash Pokemon. That's gonna give a lot of XP. God damn it. I hate Barbacle. This is like one of the ugliest Pokemon in existence. It's just disgusting. Like, look at it. Look at its face. He dies. Ice is half, so Dragon Claw is actually useful here. His defense is insanely high, actually. What the? Not insanely high, but it's 115, which is pretty high. Let's Dragon Claw. Oh no, wait. We could. I keep forgetting we have Ancient Power. Ancient Power is just not that strong. But he is a rock No, Rock would just do regular. Yeah, we're gonna Dragon Claw here. Oh! He stole my Draco Plate! No! I actually forgot I had Draco Plate. Shit! Wait, this is bad. Especially if he has a Citrus Barrier or something. We might actually do very bad. Clamp. What is that? Ow. Clamp down on luck? What? Is hurt? What is clamp? I don't even remember what that does. Clamp move. I've never seen that move. Inflicts damage and traps the target for 2 to 5 turns. Ah. Interesting. From where did you get your power? From luck. I got it with luck. Mega Man? You gotta put Mega Man... Yo, put Mega Man Battle Network music, and I will love you forever. There's only one gym you could roller skate in, huh? Let's go heal. We're not taking risky. We're not risky biscuits over here. Let's go. What would you guys do if I started streaming Mega Man Battle Network? I wonder if anyone streams it. Mega Man Battle Network. Oh my god. There's no category. Oh no, there is. There's a category. Oh my god, this is my childhood, guys. Wait, are there different battle networks? Do they have like all the battle networks? They don't even have a category for it. Like, they don't show the category. That's so weird. What the heck? If I was a big streamer, I would stream it. Jesus. I don't even know if, like... It's weird because it shows like there's a thing for it, right? But then, there's only 2 people streaming it. But then there's no, like... How about... I guess this is for every Battle Network game. Yes! You put the OST. Well, I want to hear this for a second.
That's cute. That is really cute. What's
Oh my god, that music.
Sal, or is that the green hair girl?
Oh,
I forget.
that music.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of battery juice because I don't know where the heck I'm going. How do you figure this game out?
Oh, damn, he's struggling. I'm not gonna help him. I'm a genius in Battle Network. Except I'm not, but... The market for that game is so tiny. Oh, I didn't pay attention to how much XP we got from that guy, actually. Was it much? What level is Luck? I, like, keep checking. He's level 32, with halfway to level 33. Wait, what? Wait, I could press this button? And it switches? Oh, but I don't want it to do that. Because then it doesn't correct it. This corrects it. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. I was like, whoa, I could press that button and it does things that I want to do, but it didn't do what I wanted to do. I think we should be fine, actually. There's only 4 more Pokemon. I forgot to tell the little story about why I love... Oh, yeah. Tell me the story. Let's go up here. We go left, up, left. So we just... It's so confusing. Left, up, left. Left. Na, 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 na. Put like Battle Network 6 music. That would be great. Oh, let me see. Mega Man Battle Network 5 music or OST. Let's see if YouTube gets it. Hey, it might actually do it. Then we gotta go left here. I think. And then we go down and left. And here we have to verse that girl. We have to verse a Whammon. Sheesh. Quarantine song, lock me up. Vespa Queen. Wait, fly should be super effective here, right? Fly, my baby. Ancient power would be fine too, but... Oh, is the Mega Man OST 2 hours long? It is. Sorry, guys. You're gonna hear it for 2 hours. Just kidding. Fly didn't kill? Let's go Ice Beam. Oh, good. I should have Ice Beamed from the beginning. Oh, so much XP. Where's this Battle Network music? Here, I'll skip ahead. Here.
Hello there.
Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, this is so nostalgic, guys. I freaking love this music. Oh. Hey, Shisho, what's up? Imagine. Wait, imagine what? Imagine all the people. Imagine all the people. Yeah, we're not gonna go with... Fake tears could be useful, but we're not gonna go with it. We're not gonna go with it. Because we don't need it. You know which nerve should I hit when doing Preus Mantis? No, I have no idea. Melodic? What the hell are these Pokemon? Oh my god. What do I do? Dragonclaw, I guess? How's it going? Imagine all the people. Twister. Yeah, Twister's not gonna do much. It's going well, it's going well. We lost a Pokemon. I forgot to take it away. No one reminded me. Oh. We lost Celio. It's a sad story. Jesus, that was so much XP. Okay, I don't need to be worried about XP. I don't know why I was freaking out so much. We have 2 more Pokemon left. Okay? I don't think he's gonna go up 2 levels for 2 more Pokemon, right? If he does, I'm stopping stream. Yeah, I got an oyster last time too, yeah. Oh yeah, you didn't see that, huh? Yeah, I remember that. What? How do you remember that? I literally lost Celio today. How do you remember that? Up. Wait, what? Down, left, up, right? I must have written something wrong here. I'm supposed to go up here. Look at that team, though. Yeah, the rest of the team looks pretty decent. If I don't say so myself. I think I'm going the right way. I love this freaking song, guys. You guys don't understand. This is my childhood. Oh. When I was 5 years old, I used to play on my cousin's PS2. Damn. I couldn't read a thing to save my life, but I understood colors. The 2 games were King Kong and FFX. I never knew what to do because I couldn't read. So whenever I played, I would always die in the tutorial. Or when you're slightly into the game and find an octopus boss. I never could beat the octopus. Aww. And then you grew up and you were able to beat it. Excuse me. Quiladian. Quiladian. Thank God it wasn't Chestnut. This is actually perfect. I don't know how I'm such a genius, but everyone is gonna... We're not gonna overlevel anyone right here. I'm so happy. The thing is, we might overlevel for the 5th gym. Shit. Oh my god, I didn't think about it. So for the 5th gym, it's a level cap of 37. Okay? We have to verse 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 Pokemon. Okay, guys? Jesus Christ. I'll figure that out later. Yes, it's a dumb Ammonite. I was just gonna Dragonclaw you. Still can't read, never beat it. I always had fun though, even though I kept losing. Fast forward about 7 to 8 years, I remember the game, but I couldn't remember the name. Oh, damn. So you're like 12, 13 years old. A year later, I managed to finally find the game. Now I have it on my PS3. Hey, nice. Have you beaten it? Have you played through a bunch of the Final Fantasies, or only the 10th one that you've played a bit? Or like, I'm assuming you've played it at least a bit, right? You beat the octopus at least, yeah. I've beaten it twice. Oh, okay. That's so cool. It's so wholesome. All right, I'll skip to the last song. Okay. Oh, this music is so freaking good, baby. Oh wait. Can I go down? That's what she said. You know what? I'm not gonna go down. I don't feel like doing it. We're just gonna potion up. Wait. Does he have full PP? He has enough PP. You'll be fine. So Nathan, you never did say what do you hit with the praying mantis? You said ice a baby though. I just saw that. Beating that damn octopus was the best feeling ever because I could read. Nice. Understand the story and met possibly my favorite character in the game shortly after. Oh, nice. I remember for my brother, I told him he can't play Pokemon until he gets a certain reading grade in school. And he got the reading grade, and then I let him play Pokemon. I'm such a bad brother. Nah, I'm a decent brother. Where is the stupid potions? I'm actually going insane. Oh yeah, it's right here. I've been FF Tactics for the GBA using an emulator. Oh, nice. I don't know how many games are there for Final Fantasy. There's a lot, right? That would be the Mega Man music is so good. It would be good for this game too. All right, you guys ready? We're gonna verse the old man, baby. We're gonna old man. Oh, man, make believe. Other than that, I've only beaten those 2 FF games. I also wish I could play FF Tactics Advanced, because that's actually the 3rd game I remembered. I don't think it's on PS3. What's the newest console you have? Oh my god. Wait, we made it to him at level 33. Let's go. Yes! Okay, everything's working out perfectly. Until maybe right now. What an old guy. You made it clear. I'm the gym leader. Ramos is the name. Whippersnapper. Oh, it's like tough. Let's go. I love how you just go straight into it. Ramos. Frillish, yes. Oh, PS3, wow. That's pretty cray-cray, actually. We've gone up against a lot of Frillish this game. Water ghost that dies to electric gas. Grass. Ice is not good here. We're probably going to have to Dragon Claw. He doesn't have the best stats, so we should be fine here, actually. Let's Dragon Claw here. Basically, copy moments of Praying Mantis. I can use 1 hook. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Damn, our Dragon Claw is disabled. That's actually pretty crazy. God is level 30. Hell yeah. Oyster is falling behind. Was always behind. Fortress. What the hell? How lucky are we getting? Fortress could die to Ice Beam, no? Oh no, he's a bug steel. Shit. Surf would have been so good here. Thank God we have Fly. Fly will be useful. The only thing is he might up his defense. What did he use? Spikes? Bug steel? No ice, yeah. He avoided the attack? What is this BS? Now his speed is insane. Great. Oh, we're still faster. Wait, what was he trying to use? I didn't pay attention. Dragon Claw's not disabled anymore too, which is good. Jesus! That's all Fly did? What the hell are we supposed to do here? We might have to mirror shot. Wait, did he use mirror shot? Mirror shot only has 12. Oh no, it has 65 power. It's a steel type. It's okay. I don't need to do praying mantis. I was just curious for how it looks for you. But you sent a video. I'll check it out later for sure. You might have missed Nathan's earlier message. Basically, copy moments of praying mantis. I can use one hook. Yeah, I don't know what one hook means though. I don't think I missed anything. Shite. Let me think here. Oh, this is the lockdown song. So Steel, shit. If Cloister was, if we still had Celio, or if Cloister was alive, it would be better. We could change to Weevil, but Weevil's defenses aren't the best. Or Piloswine. We could change to Piloswine for ground moves, but does he levitate? Shit. Fly does not do enough. And we have to go up against another Pokemon. This is our highest level Pokemon, so that's a good thing, at least. Shit. Steel will be super effective against Kudai as well. Oh, it's because his physical attack... His physical defense is really high. So maybe if we hit with a special... Ice Beam won't do much, though. Let me test out Ice Beam. Even though it's 1/2 damage. How is he avoiding everything? Now his speed is insane, too. Jesus Christ. Alright. The thing is, with Mirror Shot, my accuracy is going to go down if I switch out, too. I'm going to try to Ice Beam one more time. Jesus, that did so much damage. Okay, we hit Ice Beam. That's good. He has Hyper Potion, most likely, too. Yeah, I was right. Ice Beam does much more. Shit. Alright, we definitely might be losing someone here. One finger. It's called leg. Oh, I did see one finger. I didn't realize that was the answer. My bad. It's called Leg of a Mantis. That was the only thing he used in the battle. Ah, cool. Okay, Mirror Shot is a physical move, right? Let me take my time here. Okay, let me not screw up. Mirror Shot is a special type move. Okay, I was wrong. Mirror Time is a special type move. His special attack kind of sucks, actually. Our guys just suck, too. Let's see God. If God could, tank Piloswine. Damn, Piloswine's special defense is so bad. Look at his special defense. I think we lost. I think we're gonna have to reset. Like, look at our special defense here, right? And we're getting hit by a steel move that does 2 times damage. Like, this is not good. Like, if we go to Weevil, like, okay, Weevil's special defense is actually really high. I think our only chance here is to sack. What do you guys think of this? We might sack another character, like Big Lips. We might sack, which is so sad, because Big Lips evolves at level 30. We might sack Big Lips, go into Kudai to hit with something. To hit with Surf? Surf won't do anything. Surf is regular against him. Or to Nasty Plot hit with Surf. We might do that. You said you like games that alter based on your choices. Yeah? We could go into God, but the question is, what would God do? Mud Bomb? Like, he gets stab damage. Like, he could do Mud Bomb, but... The thing is, Mud Bomb's... I mean, his special defense is 52. Like, Piloswine... Like, if we just look at it, like, or, like, just by the numbers, his special defense sucks. Special defense looks higher than these numbers are showing, though. So, I don't know if it's smart to change into God. We'll change into God. If God can't take 2 hits, we'll switch into Big Lips for fodder. We'll try out God. Oh, I forgot about spikes, too. Jesus. I have to find someone that uses... Jesus! Shit. Rock Smash sucks, though. Rock Smash sucks. No, I'm not using Rock Smash. His defense is insanely high, too. No. Rock Smash is dumb. I don't think we should do Rock Smash. Hello, Blob. Shit. I think Surf would be actually decent. I think Mud Bombing is very risky here. And we might miss. That just did under half your... Under... What? What's Arnis? So let me think here. That move didn't do half damage. It did under half, yeah. You're right. So if he crits, God is dead. If he doesn't crit, then we could switch out and use Big Lips as fodder. Which is risky too, because the guy still has another Pokemon. All right, I'm gonna risk it with Mud Bomb. The problem with it's just our accuracy went down too, so Mud Bomb is probably not gonna hit. All right, I'm taking the risk. Please hit. Please don't crit actually first. Oh, we got lucky. We're still at... Okay, it actually hit. It lowered his accuracy, which is the least we could ask for. I'm gonna assume a Hyper Potion here. We're not losing anyone. We're gonna go to Kurai and do Surf. Surf should do good damage. No, we're gonna Nasty Plot into Surf. I forgot about the stupid spikes. Yep, Hyper Potion. This is so risky, because if we can't tank 2 moves... Actually, this is so dumb. If I Nasty Plot... It might not be smart to Nasty Plot, but that assumes that we need to hit at least 2 moves. No, I think Surfing, is just a better thing. We could also Power Up Punch. Excuse me. So his defense is really high. So I think we're gonna special defense. We gotta hit his special defense. So we're gonna Surf here. This is such a hard decision. We're gonna Surf. Jesus Christ. Okay, how much does this Surf do? Oh my god. It looks like this run is over. This run might be over. This run might be legit over here. He used spikes, okay. Damn. Yeah, that was just shit. Oh, we could sing! I didn't even realize Big Lips has sing. I don't think Heart Stamp does anything here. Like... What the hell? Confusion does half damage too. I mean, we just gotta sing, I think. Oh. He just keeps stacking spikes. Does spike stack that much? Okay, sing actually hit. Do we risk switching out? Or do we just try to chip away at his damage? Because if we risk switching out, then we won't be able to take out the last guy for sure. I think we're gonna... but Powder Snow we know is not gonna do anything, right? I think Powder Snow is not gonna do anything. I mean, it's gonna do half damage. If he awakes next turn, we're screwed. We're pretty much screwed. I think we need luck in here. He could tank one more move. I'm switching out. I think we have no other choice here. Please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. Please don't wake up. Shit! We lose if he wakes up. No. Okay, he didn't wake up. I forgot about Spike. Spikes does stack then. Jesus Christ. Okay, we lost. I don't know what move to do here, but we lost. It's pretty much certain that we lost. You need luck in general right now, pretty much. I'm an idiot because of all the spikes. Okay, we have to hit his special defense. Ice Beam did a lot of damage last time. We're gonna Ice Beam. Okay, he's still sleeping. We need Ice Beam to do like a little more than that. Shit. But even if we grinded our teammates, I don't think we would have had any other... We wouldn't be able to take out Fortress. Except if we grounded Oyster. That is true. If we grounded Oyster, then he would have the type effectiveness and he would be good. Or if we didn't lose Celio. So that is true, Prince. You're right. I mean, Cloister, but his name is Oyster. Maybe I should Ancient Power him? I'm such an idiot. I should have started with Ancient Power. It could have stat boosted me, and it's like does regular damage. The only thing his defense is really high. I think at this point all we could do is Ice Beam and hope for a crit, and hope that he's still sleeping. He's still sleeping. What? Please crit. No, just please don't Hyper Potion. Oh my god, bro. Shit. At this point, I should have just Ancient Powered, maybe? Luck is not on my side yet. We don't know yet. He's gonna wake up now, watch. He used What? He's increasing his speed. He's already faster than my entire team. Critical hit. Now you crit! Now you crit! He used spikes! He ran out! He must have ran out of PP. Oh my god, luck! 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 You're such a beautiful Pokemon! And look, everyone's growing up levels. What the hell? What the hell's going on? We're still not out on the clear. I don't know what the hell... What the hell do we do now? No, we have one more Ice Beam, but it's against the freaking Marshtomp. Why couldn't you give me like a Caterpie? Luck might have to die here, guys. Luck dies, or we risk almost everyone else's lives. Because of spikes. So, Kunai is most likely faster than Marshtomp. We might change into Big Lips. Have Marshtomp kill Big Lips as fodder. Get Kunai in. Hopefully Kunai survives spikes. And then Kunai might be able to one-shot Marshtomp. And if he doesn't, then we go into Oyster. And if he doesn't, then we go into God. And if he doesn't, then we lose this run. Sacrifice another Pokemon? Yeah. I mean, we could use Sync. It's just the spikes are very annoying. Marsh type is such an annoying typing also. He probably has Muddy Water too. Oh, Muddy Water is not going to do much to most of our guys though. That's the good news. Imagine Ice Beam. Yo, if Ice Beam one-hit KOs and I switch out now. Okay, we're going to go to Big Lips. Big Lips might just die from the spikes. If he was closer right now, then the run's over. Oh, he didn't take that much damage. Mud Bomb. Oh, you avoided that! You avoided it! Good job, Big Lips. Yo, sink. Damn it. Shit. What move was that? I didn't even pay attention. What the hell do we do now? I might have lost the whole run. Maybe I should have just hit with luck. Made luck die. And change into, and like, we would have had a chance. Do we go into Oyster? What moves does Oyster have again? Oh, we could Supersonic! But he would have to survive. We could Protect so he rolls out or whatever he was doing and hits himself. I'm just scared that Spikes is gonna kill Kudai. I think we have to risk Oyster's life. God damn it. Spikes did so much already. Will Protect go first? Guys, will Protect go first here? I won't do a lot of damage, so that's chance to lower accuracy, yeah. Protect goes first, Pokemon. Wait, it has priority, right? The higher priority than what was that? Also, how accurate is Protect? Alright, let's use Protect. I don't know if this is dumb or not. I honestly don't know. Okay, we are faster. We got it. Okay, that's good. He used Mud Bomb. Okay, we're gonna go with Supersonic here. Damn it! Oh my god. Could I please don't die by the spikes? Oh my god. What can we even do here that will do damage? Power up punch? Like, Jesus Christ. Everyone's dead. Stupid spikes literally ruins this run. And me not getting him up a level, the other guy, whatever. Oh my god. Like, I think power up punch is our only move here. Marshall doesn't even have good stats. Look at those stats. Shit. Fighting will do regular damage on him, though. Water will do regular, too. The only thing is, I don't know if Surf is worth it. Because we can't Nasty Plot, obviously. So, we might have to power up punch for some physical damage. Like, hopefully he misses his move. It's like the only chance we have. We'll get our physical attack up, and then we could power up punch again. That's power up punch. Yeah. And we even got a crit, and it barely did anything. Okay. It was a good run. It was a good run. Oh my god, you guys didn't even see it. Shit. We lost Kudai to Mud Bomb and barely did a dent on Marshtomp. Luck. You were lucky, but not lucky enough. One more goddamn Pokemon, bro. One goddamn. I'm going to fix. I'm gonna set up for the next one. Oh my god. Wait, where is the I'm looking for the stupid file to replace it and I can't find it. I'm like not thinking straight. Wait, let me not look at chat for a second just to figure this out for a second. What a bad day to play this game. This is run, we had 8 resets, so this is run what, 9? You know what I just realized, guys? We're gonna have to keep doing it. God damn it. Well, time to change the level cap and all this info. Time to take out every Pokemon we have. Time to... what else am I supposed to do? Shut off the badges. All I hear is one goddamn and then the reward took over. I mean, that's all I said, bro, I guess. I mean, will I have a better team than a freaking legendary as a starter? And Kyurem's like one of whatever. I'm gonna go pee, guys. I'm gonna go pee. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. You sound genuinely sad. I am genuinely sad. I'm pissed off. But it is what it is. I predict run 14 for next one. We get an ice starter. Okay. See you, doctor. Thanks for popping in as always. Wow. Okay, we got this. It's okay. I mean, you're right. We could get a better team. Potentially. I'm gonna use the speed up button. I mean, it's more chill now. There is that. And hopefully I randomized it correctly. Yeah, I don't think we had that Pokemon before. I didn't the sad thing is, like, if I died from like a Rayquaza, at least I could be like, damn, I died from a Rayquaza. But I died from a freaking like Marshtomp. I mean, it's a hardcore randomizer, Nuzlocke. It's hard. I should have known it was hard. This isn't my first. The last hardcore randomizer Nuzlocke, I didn't do well either, you know. So. Also, a better start would be a bomb evolutions for a chance to actually Mega Evolve. Well, it doesn't mean anything unless I get the actual Stone 2 Mega Evolve. We had Weevil. Weevil could Mega Evolve, you know. Oh, but Weevil, I guess, can't in this game. I don't know, but. At least it was early on, not in like the 8th gym. I mean, it was like the 4th or 5th gym, so it's pretty much halfway into the game. Which sucks. Sucks for the video, too. I think, I guess. But you're right. It could have been worse. The thing is, like, if it was in the 8th gym or something, if it was like the 7th gym, yeah, I think it would be the worst if it was like 7th gym. And 8th gym, maybe I would tell myself, you know what? I give up, you know? It is what it is. But if it was like really close to the end, like the elite, like the 8th gym, then that would be one of the worst. Like, that would suck. That being said, if it was something like the Elite 4, then that would still be an awesome video, you know? Obama, you still spelled Obama's name wrong. It's Abamo Snow or Abamo. I don't know, slightly different. All right, let's see what we got. Yes. Call me Big P. What are we getting? What the hell? We got an ice Pokemon right away? What is this luck? Wait, I shouldn't get too excited. We still have to beat the starter. What? What is this? Guys, I'm not even cheating or anything. Like, this is crazy. Oh my god. Okay, let's give him a nickname. Your name will be Redemption, because this is the redemption arc right now. Oh my god. Redemption. That's insane, bro. If it has snow warning, that's a huge... Oh, I should have checked. Yeah. You're so right. Oh. Yes. Give me everything. Alright, let's check out Redemption real quick. Let's check you out, bro. Damn. Powder Snow, Astonish. Okay. It's not too bad. You have higher... What is that? Higher physical attack, lower special defense? Snow Cloak. I mean... Boosts evasion in a hailstorm. That's not terrible. That's actually really good. That means Blizzard will be better. That's actually really good, yeah. But I don't know. What? Oh, he's naughty nature. I can't read it. Is red lower? Increases attack. Oh no, increases attack. Is he a physical attacker? Frostlass. Let's look at his stats. Oh, it's pretty normal, like average all around, and really fast. That's decent, I guess. Not as good as Kyurem, but I can't complain. No, it seems like red is higher. I just looked it up. It's a naughty nature, and a naughty increases attack. Snowcloak, yeah. I thought blue would be higher too. That would make more sense, but okay. Let's see what happens. We still have to win this battle. I don't know what she has. She has Clay Doll. That could be annoying. Wait, I could actually lose right now. What is Clay Doll's thing? Clay Doll does to water, grass, ice, bug, ghost. So we want a powder snow or let's astonish for the to flinch. Oh, he didn't flinch. Confusion. Jesus. Powder snow to kill. Oh, you actually survived. Hey, let's go. Oh, it is dumb, right? I think so too, Prince. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright, now we could officially put our Pokemon down below. It's not a Kyurem, but it's an ass, a Frostlass. You know what's crazy? We could have a Glalie. Glalie could have been useful. Nah, he would have died to Steel. What do you want, Jake? I'm streaming.
Good night. Good luck on your run.
Hey, my dog's here. Good boy. Leave the door open for Caspi.
Yeah, it's open and off.
Okay. Alright, let's go back to our mom. What did you and the neighbor kids do? Ah, we could skip through all this, which is nice. Astonish and Powder Snow isn't bad. It's not the best, but... Oh, did I say I don't know how to use the timer? I mean, because we already went through all this, catching up shouldn't be too hard. But obviously we'll see what happens. First we need to get Pokeballs. If we don't have Pokeballs, we can't catch more ice Pokemon. I'll be right back. My dog left the room, so just close the door. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah. No! Imagine it's an ice Pokemon. Are you kidding me? Bro, are you kidding me? Like, what? What? What is this luck today? It's like the past 2 days our luck has been really good. It's good vibes. And today is just like the day was kind of slow, whatever. We didn't do a tier list. And it's everything is unlucky. Jesus Christ. So, what I normally do for Nuzlocke is that until you get Pokeballs, encounters don't matter. That's my normal rule. So let's just say that that rule is still intact. So that doesn't count because we have no Pokeballs, okay? I think that's fair, right? Oh. You have been saying you were tired. Yeah, that is true. What do you guys think though? Because in normal Nuzlocks, I never like the first route Pokemon don't matter to me. I always skip it because it's like I don't have any Pokeballs, so what am I supposed to do? Like I can't catch anything. So I think we're gonna keep that rule. I know it's not in the rule set, but I mean like it makes sense, right? What's up, Nathan? What's up? Hey, we got Pokeballs. I want more Pokeballs before trying to catch it, though. Ooh, Joltik. That's how I usually do my Nuzlocke. Just don't officially start until I get Pokeballs. Yeah, exactly. So we have Pokeballs now, but I don't want to go back and try to catch it because I want to get more Pokeballs. So I kind of don't want to... or should we take the risk and try to get it? How many Pokeballs do we have? Oh, she gives us 10. Oh, that's a lot. You know what? Let's try to get Ice Cream Pokemon. Jesus. What type of Krispy Kreme do you like? I don't even know what that is. Or I don't remember what that is. Every day, every time I want to tell you money down. It's 10 in this game? Yeah, that's a lot. Usually it's 5, right? Dialga? Yo. We might lose real quick today. Jesus Christ. Oh. Yeah, Hydreigon and then Dialga. Cadaver. What are these Pokemon? These are like pretty much randomized like crazy. Alright, can we get the vanilla again? Okay, it's like the game is playing with me today. The game is just hating on me, bro. What is happening, Shisho? I don't know. The game is playing tricks on my mind, bro. Oh my god. It's so bad. Krispy Kreme donuts? I don't think I really care for them much now. Just give me a level 3 ice cream. Jesus Christ. I should have done a tier list today. I screwed everything up. Mr. Mime. Ah, stupid Pokemon. Another Joltik, but another... Right? Another Hydrogen also. Hydrogen and Helium. A Machoke. I mean, this is a randomized Nuzlocke, Shisho. You know that, right? But yeah, why are they giving us Dialga? Bro. I'm not leaving here until we get it. I want the stupid ice cream. They're giving duplicates of every other Pokemon but the ice cream. Imagine it's 1% chance, you know? But what a waste, yeah. It is what it is. Hey, listen, if we get Kyurem, Articuno, if we get Articuno, I'll be happy. The pain of a monologue. The pain of a monologue, hardcore randomized Nuzlocke. You know, if I didn't make it a hardcore Nuzlocke, I think we would have been easily able to beat that gym. Oh. Togepi. Come on. A Deerling. I thought that was Virizion for a second. Wait, does Deerling count? No. Isn't there an ice one? You didn't make it a Nuzlocke, you would have been fine. Well, yeah, obviously. Well, even I think if I made it a normal Nuzlocke, I would have been fine. It's hardcore Nuzlocks are super hard for me. Well, they're hardcore. Nuzlocke are fine, you know. Like Nuzlocke could be like, but hardcore Nuzlocke, it's because of the level capping and the set mode. The set mode and the level capping. That's just and no items in battle. Those three things just make it like very challenging, especially since it's a randomizer. Makes it very difficult. And I'm not the best Pokemon. Jesus Christ! How long have we spent going through this? Nah, I'm depressed, bro. We're gonna catch this Pokemon and then possibly end stream. I want to do some Uber Eats. I want to actually get some exercise, feel good. Like, what is this BS? But I mean, I feel good now, but it's so annoying. Level cap, set mode, and no items are just a pain in certain scenarios. Yeah, for sure, right? That was the last Pokemon of the 5th gym too, or the 4th gym, whatever. We just had access to fly and surf. Yeah, it was in the smaller patch. I went back here. I just thought maybe we would get a different ice Pokemon in the bigger patch. That's why. But it could be that it's all randomized in this area, so it doesn't matter which patch. But yeah. I mean, so far we've been getting the same Pokemon. You know, we ran into more Dialgas than Vanillites or whatever. Jesus Christ, bro. What? It literally is a 1% encounter rate or something. This is so crazy. You can't make this up. Oh my god. I will say, for the next Nuzlocke, for the shiny lock, I really want to do a shiny lock next already. I don't know if I'm going to make it a hardcore Nuzlocke. I think that would be just too much. I think I'll just make it a regular Nuzlocke, shiny lock edition. Or maybe like a monolock, you know? Where I randomize... Where I don't randomize a Rogan Rolla. Or I randomize the starter... Or I don't randomize the starter Pokemon, or I don't randomize anything at all or something. I really like randomizing, though, generally. You've ran into more of everything other... Yeah. Well, Rogan Roller is the only one, but... This is so unlucky. Like, we ran into Dialga like 4 times now. Oh my god. It's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm playing a shiny luck right now. Just looking for a shiny Pokemon. I wish I could randomize Pokemon games on my own, but I don't have a computer. Yeah, there might be a way to do it on mobile, but I don't know. I have it on fast forward mode too. This is the saddest part. Special. So fucking special. But I'm a freak. Creep. I always say freak. I'm a widow. What the hell are you doing here? I don't belong here. I'm trying to follow the beat of the music. Now we got hydrogen. Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, sodium, magnesium, aluminium. Dialga, you have such a skinny head. Just go away. Oh, Dialga looks so dumb. I'm not gonna lie, Dialga looks kind of dumb in a lot of games. You saw how tiny he is in Diamond and Pearl? Well, I guess you did, but because of the 24-hour stream, but like, Jesus. I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. Don't fight Dialga. I'm a widow. I will say one of the better things is that I do have everything written down. So I have everything written down until like the 6th gym, and I have more time to write down everything until the end of the game. So that's kind of nice. That's a positive. And I know how to go through everything. Pretty much. So those are 2 positives. I keep running into the bigger patch as if it's going to change anything, but like, am I going crazy? I did see the ice cream guy, right? Like, what are the odds? Like, what are the actual odds here? Okay, it must be here. It was that same patch of... Nope, okay. I can't believe it. We got really lucky that it was the next file that had another ice Pokemon, though. And not the worst one, too. Going up against Claydol is not the worst either. So that's kind of cool. I think I'm serious at this point. We're gonna stop stream when we catch him, because goddamn, bro. I'll have more time to edit and stuff too. And sleep. I'm a creep. I'm a widow. What the hell are you doing here? I don't belong here. I belong in hell because I suck at Pokemon. Bro, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say, but I am not playing this game anymore. Come on, get the Pokemon. The more I think about it, though, and I keep talking about this, but the more I think about it, I think I'm going to actually not do... I love how you song requested at the same time, guys. I don't... You're putting the Dick song again? I don't know if I'm going to do Shiny Lock next. Nah, I'm going to do Shiny Lock next. Never mind. I'm trying to think of, like, how smart it is to stream it, because it's not, like, the most interesting content to watch. But then I guess it's, like, the anticipation of, like, when it'll pop up. And it could be a good TikTok clip for when a shiny Pokemon pops up or whatever. So, yeah. There's that. Bro, like, what? How rare is this Pokemon? And it's not even going to be good. It's a stupid ice... How good is that Pokemon? A Vanillite. I'm about to look it up. I'm about to give up. How rare is it? Like, what are its stats? Vanillite. Let's see. It's actually not bad. I expected it to be worse. And it's a pure ice type, which... It could also have snow warning. Which is nice. Because that could work with, you know... That could work with everyone else. Ice Body. Ice Body is whatever. Ice Body's okay. Weak Armor. Defense goes down, but speed increases when you're hit by a physical move. That sucks. What the hell? Am I dumb or does that suck? That sounds terrible. Alright, Nathan. Vibrava. Just gonna run away here. I love how I said I'm just gonna run away here. Like, that's all I've been doing. I legit am going crazy. Come on. Stop giving me Vibravas. You think I don't want a Flygon? I would love a Flygon. But this is not that type of stream. Even Roggenrola came up twice now. Imagine I run away just because I got used to running away. Yeah, this is called Flamingo. Kenshi Yonezu. He's a very popular Japanese singer. Flamingo. Probably one of his more famous songs is called Lemon. You guys have heard it before. I've sung it on stream before. It's the first song that I've memorized that I mentioned the other day. The guy looks so dumb running, but... Like, I got excited for a second because I saw Dialga. I'm like, what the hell, a legendary? But then I realized this is not a regular Nuzlocke. Why did I decide to do this to myself? Like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do anymore. It's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. When normal Pokemon's rare than a legendary. I know, right? That's so dumb. Why does this sound so good? What is this? Is this the Dick song? No, this is Pitfall, the Mayan Adventure. Okay, Roggenrola is no longer rare. 3 times. Come on. Come on. Come on. What, did the game screw up? What happened? It's harder than catching a legendary. I think we ran into it like in this patch of grass too, which I don't know if it makes a difference, but I keep running in this patch of grass for that reason. Because we just went straight and he popped up in the middle grass, I think. It's nostalgic. What is it from? Dick's Sporting Goods. You know what? I'm gonna go back to the town and then come here. Watch, it's gonna work. No. Well, it's a different Pokemon, I guess. Just redemption. You're supposed to be a redemption. This is supposed to be a redemption arc of an anime. Where's our Pokemon? Where are you? Where is she? Mr. Mime. Staples have staples? Staples do have staples. That is pretty... Wait, what? Staples has staples. That is true. Yo, Joltik, I would love to have you. Actually, cool bug. Even though it's a freaking tarantula. They need to add a dolphin Pokemon already. Oh my god. Kadabra. I'm going crazy. This is from Pitfall the Mayan Adventure. I guess that is the name of the thing. It was one of the first video games I ever played on what I think was my first ever console. The NES. Bro, you played consoles that are like older than... Like that are like old consoles. It's so cool because like... I'm older than you and I didn't really ever play on the SNES. PS2 I played on a bit, but my cousin's PS2. It's because my parents never wanted me to use electronics. And now the whole world is using electronics. And I'm streaming how the turns have tabled. Dicks have dicks. Dicks do have dicks because there are males that go to that store sometimes. And there's probably always males working at that store. All right, this is actually insane. I don't even know if I want to catch this dumbass ice Pokemon anymore. Now the whole world is forced to use electronics. I wouldn't say forced, but yeah. And a lot of old people don't have a clue how to use it. True. My dad works with computers, so he knows how to use it better than I do. But yeah, for sure. I mean, we're going to be those people in the future too. Assuming that, you know, everything progresses forward as it has been. Like, humanity has progressed insane. Like, there's so many things in life that follow the rules of exponentiality. It's actually insane. It's insanely interesting if you think about it. Like, even on Twitch, right? If you're if you have one viewer on average, it's very hard to get to 2 views. And then hard to get to 3, 4, 5, 6, wherever I am, you know, averaging 7 or 6 viewers, which I do now, I think, average. It's very hard to grow, right? But once you get to 10, 12, then it's a little easier to get your next view. Then you get to 15, ooh, you're at the top of the category for a lot of games. You get to 20, 30, you know, it's exponential, your growth, in a lot of ways. Not always, but... Yo, this is not a song. I'm skipping it. I'm sorry. And then we had... What's it called? YouTube is the same. YouTube is arguably more exponential. And then life is also exponential. Like you look at like the fact that it took us so many years to like build infrastructure, like actual houses, you know, and all this stuff. You look at like 30 years ago, there was no internet. There was like pretty much no internet, no cell phones for sure, you know? Like it's insane the amount that we've progressed through in such a short amount of time. So just imagine when we get old, how much further we'll be in life, assuming that things, you know, go along the same path that they have been going. Like, it's crazy. At 11:55, you just keep going, maybe come back when you have fly. Wait, at 11:55, you keep going and maybe come back when you have fly? Wait, what? I don't get that. YouTube is definitely more exponential. Yeah, 100%. When I hit 100 subs, my channel really shot up in the subs where it is now. There you go. Yeah, 1 viewer on Twitch. Twitch is Twitch, you know? Twitch is not the best place for exposure. Why do you think part of the reason why I'm doing tier lists for? So I could put that on YouTube. Assuming that things actually go smoothly soon. Yeah, for sure. Uber Eats is not exponential though. Actually, it is kind of. Like jobs that you work by the hour is not exponential, or X amount of deliveries or whatever, right? But it could become slightly like advantageous for some time. So if you learn how to do your job faster, then it could get better or more efficiently. But yeah, go reread what I was saying, but slowly. At 11:55, you just keep going, and maybe come back when you have fly. I still don't get it. I didn't say level. What? I'm not saying level. I like a challenge. I like a challenge too. That's one of the big reasons that I'm doing that I'm streaming. It's because I like the challenge. But you can't just say you like the challenge without putting the work in, you know? I think that's important. There was some video on YouTube that blew up about some guy who was streaming for like 5 years and lost everything because he put a lot of hours into streaming. So you can't just go blindly into it. 11, not what? At 11:55, 11:55, a level? I didn't say a level. At 11:55, what? Bro, are you trolling me? Just keep going on through the game. Maybe come back for Vanillite when you get fly. Oh, I see what you mean. Nope. I already said it. I'm not leaving until I catch the stupid Pokemon. You know why? Because I want to end stream on good vibes. Filza? I maybe. I don't remember the guy's name. But he was like, I was streaming consistently. I looked at the games I was streaming and all this stuff. But I don't know. I think if you want to be successful on Twitch or on YouTube, in your own thing, it's very, very difficult. Unless you're just smart enough to figure out what works, which I am not. That's one thing. Second, if you want to do something that's not your own thing, then it's easier. And then, yeah, there's different ways you could, I think, do well. Like, if you make a video about famous streamers, and you make that video kind of like pandering to them, and then you donate like $5 on their stream, and they watch the video, that's like insane exposure, you know? People love themselves, you know? So if you appeal to people, like big streamers or whatever, that's probably the easiest way to become a big streamer or YouTuber on these platforms. They're so oversaturated with people already that it's like a different world, you know? Like it used to be, not completely, right? You could play a game that has a small community and grow like that, but like it used to be that I think things were less saturated, and so you could kind of, on Twitch, on YouTube, and other stuff, you could kind of make your living or whatever. Like you can make your face known by just being one of the first people on it. You didn't really have to do much, you know? And if you had a nice personality or whatever, people would be there. But imagine I ran into the trainer bags. But now it's more so like, what is the strategy to grow or whatever? But I don't know. I don't know. I also feel dumb talking about strategy to grow when I'm so small, you know? Obviously, I'm grateful for everything, but I am still small on social media. So sweet there. Okay, this is the biggest troll ever. Is it not? How long have we spent here? Maybe there's something that resets it. PP is as small as his PP. Nah, I'm not that small. That doesn't even make sense because my PP is part of me. So how could I be as small as part of what I am? Ooh. Nothing to say to that, huh? Okay, this has to work. Oh, it didn't work. You know what would be really funny? If I just gave up and then like it would be really funny if I gave up and then like the Lucario that you get later on is like a Vanillux or something. By the way, guys, we could lose to the Lucario too. So I want to stop doing this, but I know what he could say. He could say this. Thanks, bro. At least we're not at negative 69. Oh, you did plus. Oh, thank you. I read that incorrectly for a second. Come on. Ping Pong Moosters. I don't want no Togepi. Come on. You read it correctly. I just did the negative and then the Q. No. The second one I read incorrectly. I thought it was a negative. I thought you brought me down to 69, but you didn't. Never mind. Someone will. And that's someone. Okay, if the next Pokemon is the one. Thanks, Nathan. If the next Pokemon is the ice cream Pokemon, okay? If the Pokemon after this is the ice cream Pokemon, I want you guys to bring my IQ to 0. Oh no, to 2,000. Is that fair? It doesn't count until you guys agree to it. So this doesn't count. Is that fair? If it isn't, then I gift Nathan a sub. That's fair. Okay, Nathan, is that fair? I have to hear Nathan saying it's fair before it counts. So basically, let's go. Okay. Starting now. Okay, next Pokemon, ice cream Pokemon. Is it actually gonna be? Is it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? Is it actually gonna happen? It didn't happen. I was just joking, bro. I'm not gonna gift a sub, bro. I'm not that crazy, bro. I'm not crazy. Why would I gift a sub? Wait. What the heck? Huh? I'm actually trying to gift a sub and it's not working. Bro, today is not my day, bro. Oh my god, today is not my day. Nothing is going right. It's... I mean, you guys are here, so it's okay, but... What the hell? It's literally not working. I'm not even trolling. Imagine it gives you like 10 subs now in a row. I'm pressing complete purchase and nothing is happening. Bro, I'm gonna go insane. I'm gonna go insane. Can you say something in chat again? I had the chat popped out, so I think that might have been why. I think I already went insane too. E, thank you. Yeah, I'm not gonna gift a sub. That's too much work. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm actually trying to do it and it's not working now. What the hell? Huh? I'm refreshing the page. Twitch, do you not want me to give you more money? What's wrong with you? This has never happened to me before. Alright, Nathan, I'm sorry. It's not working. I don't know what to tell you. Gomen nasai. Oh my god. I literally press on complete purchase and nothing happens. Okay. If we don't get it in 20 minutes, I'm ending stream. If we get it in 20 minutes, I'm ending stream, but I'll be happier. So, damn, you got almost 22 K points. It's pretty impressive. Remind me next time, Nathan. I'll try to give to you a sub next time. Oh, Luxio. I feel like they randomize like 5 Pokemon, and those 5 Pokemon always show up in the grass. And then they just have like 3 randomized Pokemon that are just completely random. Yeah, how was a Luxio pop up, bro? How? I honestly feel like I'm playing shiny right now. Like I'm going shiny hunting. This is so weird. I probably have a higher chance of running into shiny at this point. Try walking to where you got Frostlass. Imagine it works. Oh my god, I just got Frostlass. Okay, let's go. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, let's see what Pokemon we get. It didn't work. Oh wait, because I didn't go in the middle. Wait, here. I didn't. I'm very stubborn sometimes. If it doesn't pop up in the next 20 minutes, I'm just gonna end stream, and next time we're just gonna continue the game. Just pop out. Now Luxio is like a main Pokemon here. What's going on? I feel like whoever made this ROM hack is, or this whatever, not the ROM hack. Whoever made the randomizer is just laughing in my face right now. That's what it feels like. Could it be because of the time? Oh my god. Imagine. Does Vanillite wild Pokemon time? You're brilliant. I didn't even think of that. I honestly don't know. But it only popped up once. And we tried looking for it like literally like right afterwards. So the time wouldn't be a factor, right? You think the in-game time? Because we've been here for quite some time. Haha, but maybe it's set to appear as a different one in a normal game and time affects it. Maybe it's set to appear as a different one in a normal game. Yeah, that's what I was trying to look up right now. I couldn't really find much on it, but it's kind of hard to look up too. But yeah, I'm just concentrating on trying to find this Pokemon right now. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Prince. I tried to look up information on that. I'm not sure. But the thing is, like, we've been here... What I'm trying to say also is that we've been here for so long, and we were looking for it pretty much after we failed to catch it. That, like, what? Did the time change literally at that point of time? And the in-game time didn't change back to morning, like, the past 20 minutes or something? I don't know. I find that kind of hard to believe. To be fair, I don't know how long it takes for the in-game timer. So maybe it's in place of Roggenrola. How long is in-game time? Let me look it up. Luxio. In-game time, Pokemon Y. How many hours of game... Wait, how do you check the time? Just press home. No. Like, what's the time... You know what I'm trying to look for? Like, what's the time flow? Oh, the actual time is what matters, apparently. So apparently it matters what time it is in real life, but then it's an emulator. So how does it figure that out? Is it taking my real life time that it's like midnight right now? You know what? I think it's worth investigating. Let's look it up. This song is cool. Vanillux. I mean, there's no point to really look it up because I think I think it would still be in a randomized position. I think it's whatever. Yeah, an emulator with speed up on. Yeah, that's actually such a good point too. It's from Resident Evil 5. Oh. You know, I tried to speed it up even more, but it wasn't really working. Okay, I'm just gonna save the game because this is at least, you know, gonna be the run for now. We had 8 resets, right? Yeah. Lucky number 7 is no longer with us. We have Redemption, though. Redemption looks so cool. Give me the Pokemon. Let me find the Pokemon. Imagine you try to leave and find it. I know, right? Like, I got so used to pressing run and I run away from it. Or imagine I find it and it dies. You see, if I find it and it dies, it's not... At least I could be like, okay, if I run into it in the future, I don't need to catch it. Like, I can't catch it. Like, at least I'm done with that Pokemon. But if it kills my Pokemon or something like that, or I run out of Pokeballs and can't catch it, that would suck. If it kills Redemption, that would literally be worst case scenario. Well, not really, because then we could restart at least. But maybe have a chance at getting Kyurem as a starter again, but... Redemption, you have 12 minutes. Damn, time flies by when you're trying to find a Pokemon. This is literally my life. This is my brain telling me, you should have done a tier list, you idiot. If you did a tier list, this wouldn't have happened. You should have done a tier list. Tier list. Tier list. It's like echoing in my brain like, you idiot. You schmuck. Your laziness has resulted in this. Did you want this? Did you wake up wanting this? Did you want to run into the 30th Kadabra in a row? No, you didn't. You didn't. Time flies by when you're trying to find an ice cream. That's the worst part. I'm getting hungrier and hungrier because his name is... I'm looking for an ice cream. Oh my god. No, I don't want these nuts in your mouth. I don't want these nuts in my mouth. It's just I don't understand how life works. I honestly don't understand like life anymore. Life it should cease to exist. It has no meaning. How is it possible that I run into this ice Pokemon before having Pokeballs and now it just never pops up? Like, this is not logical. This defies all the laws of gravity. Like, a Luxio popped up out of nowhere. This makes no sense. And this music is perfect for this moment. Because we keep going. We're gonna keep trying. And we're gonna look for this goddamn Pokemon. And if we don't find it, I will cry. But no one will care. I've gotten to the point where I have nothing else to say. This song is actually amazing. Also from Resident Evil, huh? Come on, bro. That's what I get paid the big bucks to do. I'm actually going crazy. I'm actually going insane. Both from Resident Evil. This one is very, very nice song. Sorry. What if I just keep this here? Good luck charm right now. Come on. I have a hairbrush on me. Wait, can you guys see it? This is what gives me luck. This will help me power through, even though luck has died. Dialga, stop showing your stupid face in my face. Your stupid egg-shaped face. We will change things. We will become stronger. We will be the redemption run that this world has never seen. We just need to believe. Believe like Yugi does in the heart of the cards. Believe like Ash does in his level 200 Pikachu. Believe like Christians do in Jesus. Believe like Jews do in Moses. Believe like atheists do in nothing. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do.
Sticks.
Nice. The one before was the final boss. This one's like a revealing of a character that was being good, becoming temporarily bad, then good again. Lol. Imagine I ran away without paying attention. Oh. Alright, it might have been a day thing. Maybe only a day he comes out. TTS lost it. You know it's already December 9th, 10th? Jesus Christ. 1/3 of December is gone already? God damn. I'm hoping at the end of December, instead of Cookie Clicker stream, that we beat this game and I start the Shiny Lock. And do a 24-hour Shiny Lock stream where I'm just trying to catch a shiny Pokemon. Maybe that's crazy. To top it off... What? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. It's easy. I was joking, but it was true. It's easier to find a okay. It must be that it comes out at night. Bro, what? What? This game hates me. It's not my day. It's not my day. Ah, no, I can't start the Shiny Lock, bro. All the footage would be useless then. Well, forget about the footage. Redemption is not shiny, so it wouldn't make sense. I honestly don't know. I have no words. I did not expect that. I guess it is a sign though. Shiny Lock. It's a good next idea, I guess. Okay, at this point I might as well just move on. Nope. I got 5 minutes left. Nanimo, Kimia. You could have been like, this is how my hardcore monologue to turn into a Shiny Lock. Nah. I think it's kind of funnier to show that a shiny Joltik popped up and I still didn't catch the ice cream. I think that's kind of funny too. And as I was talking about shiny Pokemon, that's Shiny Lock. Like, how crazy is that? Wow, 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 wow. You're talking about believing in shiny Pokemon. I know, right? This is so funny. I would love to do a Shiny Lock. I say that now, but I don't know why. It just seems cool to have all your Pokemon be shiny Pokemon. I don't think I would make it a randomizer, though. I might restart Brilliant Diamond And I don't want to restart the newest game though. Maybe I'll restart Sword and Shield. Or if I could put all my Pokemon on Pokemon Bank. Yeah, I could put the Pokemon in Pokemon Bank and Brilliant Diamond, and then just play Brilliant Diamond as the Shiny Lock. That would be so cool. That'd probably be pretty cool too. But I probably wouldn't get anyone popping in for that stream because there's so many people who stream that game. Let's see how many people. It would be a good for YouTube video, but I've thought so many things would be a good for YouTube videos, and I just suck at YouTube apparently. Let's look it up. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I'm gonna say 5,000. Wow, 14,000 people are streaming it right now. Look how many streamers. Look at that. Jesus, and I would be somewhere here. Jesus Christ, isn't that crazy? How about this game? How many people are streaming this game? I'm kind of curious now. It's literally me. We only have 4 people watching. Oh, I didn't know that. It's just, it's like it's not many people. Damn, this game is dead. This game is dead. Sheesh. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna put and song together for this song. Oh, this is not Killer Ball. Oh, Killer, whatever. I'll do it for you. This song sounds cool, right? Welcome back, Nathan. 7 days left until what? No. Wait, what? What's the no in reference to? Oh, I thought it was. They sound familiar. Oh, no. I think this one's different. Finals and break. Ah, nice. So maybe I should time my 24-hour stream then. Like, after everyone finishes school. My aunt wants me to go to Florida. She lives in Florida. She wants me to go to Florida with my grandma. And I want to, like, edit and stream. She wants me to go there because she wants someone to go with my grandma. So I kind of feel bad, right? I want to at least not leave my grandma hanging. But, like, I don't want to go. Like, I don't want to spend my time doing that right now, you know? I don't feel like I deserve a vacation until I get 1,000 subs on YouTube at least, you know? And then maybe I'll, like, travel a bit. I feel like I need to do that first. I feel like people always are trying to escape reality. I guess it's not the best place to say it on Twitch chat, but... which is, like, understandable. But, like, I don't know. Vacation to me is just not that... I kind of got tired of... I don't really like the idea of a vacation anymore. Which is good. I think it's good, for me at least. But, yeah. You're not entirely wrong about people wanting to escape reality. Yeah. I mean, that's why people are on Twitch, right? But... and on YouTube. That's why I spend so many hours on YouTube every day. That's why I bought this freaking lockbox. Oh! Oh. It lagged for a second, so I thought maybe. I thought maybe it was possible. Alright, guys. Well, we hit the 3-hour mark. I'm not gonna raid anyone. But I will host you, Nathan. Or... I don't know if I could host you. I'll join. Put a self promo link on the Discord, and I'll lurk in your chat. Let's help you get to affiliate. If you would want to be affiliated. But yeah, I don't want to raid. I don't want to give you guys more points for today's stream. I don't think. Last Pokemon. That's it for today. To be honest, it was still a good stream because you guys were here. I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night / day / whatever. I'll see you guys Saturday for reacting to vids and possibly a bit of some Pokemon Showdown. And yeah. Good night.